Eddie podcast. I have taken a break for a while. I am back. I didn't like podcasting for a while. It wasn't fun. It didn't amuse me anymore. Now I have that itch again. I'm partnered with Network 216. You can watch us here on Twitch every week. There's a bunch of shows you can watch. I have a great guest. You can see her on the screen. Before we give her the proper introduction that she deserves, let me tell you about Underdog Fantasy, which is a new fantasy app that's taking storm recently. If you love daily fantasy, and who doesn't, we all love doing that. Sign up with them. They do daily fantasy, and it's different from FanDuel and DraftKings, where you can actually draft your team and don't have a salary cap. So that's pretty cool. That's a different element. They also have Best Ball Mania. You draft one team for the year. I think it's a $25 buy-in, and you don't make any roster moves. You don't have to worry about if a player's in or out. You don't have to worry about anything. They'll take care of everything. They don't replace your players, but they will. They will take care of it. You don't have to do anything. You don't make trades. You don't make roster drops or pickups. So if you use our code, our network 216 code 216, Underdog Fantasy will match your first deposit up to $100. I know I like free money, so if you put $50 in, that's 100. If you put $100 in, that's 200. And then you can bet on different daily lineups for all different sports, whatever sport you think of. And I think there's more coming on the way. So sign up, Underdog Fantasy. You can also sign up. Another thing to plug real quick, Twitch. Sign up. You can sign up using Amazon Prime for free. There is one catch that you have to redo it every month, so that might not be the option for you. But yeah, check us out everywhere. Twitch, Network 216. We have a lot of things coming. And now to my guest. You see her on the screen, and some of you love her, and some of you are idiots and hate her for whatever reason.
Some people are mean, but it's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah, some people are mean. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. But Gab Gowdy joins me again. She is one of the only two or three people now to have a second time on my podcast. So thank you, and Gab, welcome.
Oh, thanks for having me. Yeah, for
of course.
Sure.
So first and foremost, how are your mentals? I feel that's an important question.
Fine. I feel pretty good. I'm going to Cedar Point tomorrow, so I'm excited.
That's a great call.
Gonna watch the Guardians. I don't know what they're gonna do, but right now everything's good.
Yeah, they're taking on my Sox now, and we've split.
Oh, you're a Red Sox fan?
I am a Red Sox fan. Yes. So this week is not kind for my Cleveland friends.
Well, I mean, you guys just literally put it to us last time, so just let us get 2 wins. It's fine. That's all I ask.
If we split, then that is what it is. We have split so far, and we'll see what happens. And I was talking on another show earlier this week that our teams are similar.
They are very similar.
They've looked like absolute shit at times. Now they're both sort of looking like shit. I don't know. Who knows right now? So mentals are good. I always feel it's important to ask. Make sure you're good. But Cedar Point, do you have a favorite ride there?
I haven't ever been.
Oh.
I know that's crazy to say, but I've never been.
The Queen of Cleveland has never been to Cedar Point.
Never been to Cedar Point. No, it's my first time.
You are in for a treat. The Top Thrill Dragster is fast as hell, so that's very fun. So I said earlier, you were once a guest on my podcast, and we talked before. And I always joke with the people that I'm networked with now that I gave you your big break in this, because at the time,
yeah, for sure,
you were doing a good game with Gigi, and you were doing different. And that's what caught my attention. I think you had Rashard Higgins is the one that really caught my attention.
Dude, he was awesome.
I was like, oh shit, that's cool. So how did all that start for you? How did the creating of that start? Because you were like a chemist or a physicist or some sort of high scientist, right?
Yeah, I was a chemist. I worked as a chemist for about a year and a half, right out of grad school. Well, during grad school, I started working as a chemist, did that for a while. And then I just started posting about sports for fun, because we all do that. We all like to talk about our teams on the internet for fun. And we all like to have an opinion, and we all like to be loud, and we all like to let it all out there. And it was just a place to put my thoughts out there, enjoy my sports teams, what I could enjoy, because, being a Cleveland sports fan, there's not a lot of enjoyment.
No, there isn't. And I'm only a one sport Cleveland sports fan, but the Browns have provided enough misery for everyone's lifetime.
The misery is enough just with them themselves. So yeah, I just started posting about it on the internet. People started following it. One day, Odell retweeted one of my tweets. That was crazy. Got a lot of followers there, and I just kept putting content out. And eventually, people asked me if I wanted to do that as a job. I said, well, I've never thought about that, but I would like to.
And now you do it as a job, correct?
Right. Now here we are.
So you went from a chemist to a sports, I don't know if I want to say personality, but, something like that. You're heavily into sports. You're very knowledgeable in sports. Some people don't like that, though. Some people
get really pissed.
someone hate women that like sports and know sports like you, and there's a bunch of others. We can sit here for an hour and name
Right.
women you go see on Twitter that go through it. But so how do you deal with all of that? Like I love how you deal with some of it. Like you dunk on some of these people. Is that always the first option to go to, dunking on them?
Oh, 100%. I'm not going to say anything unless I can say something funny with it. Like if
Right.
someone says something mean to me, unless it's like way out of pocket, way out of line, I'm not really going to say anything unless I can say something funny back.
Sure. And I love it. I love when you dunk on people because they really don't know what to do with themselves. Like, oh, well, you can't say that. Like,
right. But like, why can you, like you said
Exactly.
it first and you're going to be mad that I said something back. And then they go, well, you have way more followers. I'm like, well, you don't have to be an asshole
yeah,
to begin with.
That's simple for everyone listening. You don't have to be an asshole for anything. You can just,
sometimes, sure, if it's warranted. Yeah.
Right, if it's warranted, but to go out of your way to be an asshole to someone who's just
right.
Oh, hey, I can't wait to watch Nick Chubb run the football this year.
Like, fuck you, I hate you. You're fat and ugly. And I'll go, okay, sure.
See, there's a bunch of times that people were calling you fat, and you'd always reply with, yeah, fat tits or fat ass. And I cracked up.
What am I supposed to say? Yeah, like, sure. If you're going to say it, I'll say it back.
Right, and like that's what gets me. It's one of my favorite things about you. You'll just give it right back to them. The same thing they just said to you. Yeah, I have a fat ass. Okay, cool. And then I was like, oh, whoa, that's not an insult anymore. Damn, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
It's always hilarious when you do that. I always get a good chuckle out of it. But you do host another podcast. It's Unsportsmanlike Conduct, correct? And that's through FanDuel.
Yep.
So go ahead and talk to me about that, and how that came to be, and your co-hosts, and go from there.
So I have a co-host who is a fan of your favorite baseball team,
the Red Sox. Good.
Yep. Brianna Pierre. She is my co-host. She's Boston sports fan all around. She's awesome. I don't have much respect for Boston fans, but I do have respect for her.
That's fair.
She gets the same shit that I do every single day. Yeah, we just got put together. She worked for FanDuel. I did too. They're like, have you ever thought about doing a show? We're like, that'd be cool. That'd be awesome. We tested it out and we're like, yeah, let's do this. So we have a show every Tuesday on Twitch at 7 p.m. FanDuel Switch, and we just talk shit. We're not giving you a lot of stats unless we need them to get our point across. It's more of like a what's going on, what's the culture, what's the scene. Let's make some jokes.
Yes, jokes are great. And I just caught a clip last week. You guys were talking about something we just talked about, guys in your DMs and some of the outrageous things they say. Mm-hmm. And I saw you tweeted about that before, about the Pittsburgh fan the fan who wanted to dress up in a Pittsburgh jersey and have
and walk him down the street.
Which that's one of the most bizarre things. And when you guys talk about these things, and I believe it was Haley who had one too. I can't think what hers was, but I'm just like, why do guys just get the balls to just be like, oh hey, here's
I don't think they have them to do it. They are just they use their fake little profile and then they can say it.
Right, with their bots, and they hide behind faceless things.
Yeah, so they can say it then. But if it was just their face, they would never say, "Hey, put me on a leash and walk me down the street, please."
Yeah, I
don't even think they could get to the point of being in public. They just like the idea of it.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense, because they're probably sitting either in their parents' basement or just in their apartment, just messy as hell. And hey, I'm just gonna be miserable about my life because I can't do anything, and I can do something, but I don't want to. So I'm gonna blame whoever I can find. And there's these attractive women that talk sports. Nope, can't have it. Don't like that. They won't ever give me the time of day. Hey, if you say hello to them and how are you? Hey, how are you? Right back. It's not gonna.
They would freak out.
Yes, they would. So, what are some other DM stories that you have that you maybe didn't share on your podcast last week? And they can be as vulgar as they want. They can be as,
I don't know. I have a lot. Like, people say all kinds of crazy stuff.
How many DMs do you get a day, actually?
Well, okay, so of recent, people have been pretty normal. I haven't gotten a lot of out of pocket stuff. And by out of pocket, someone will say something like, "Oh, you're hot," blah blah, like something like that. That's fine. Like, that's not fine, but it's normal.
Right.
I haven't gotten anything crazy in a very long time. I used to have this guy. I'm sorry, this is really bad to say. This guy, he would literally put his phone up on a timer, walk away, and bend over and take photos.
That's
no clothes. Yeah, but he hasn't been there for a while, and I'm glad he's gone. So I do not miss him, but I hope he's doing okay. I feel like he's better now. I would hope.
I hope so.
But
that's one of the strangest things.
Yeah, it's just that was he used to do that all the time, but I haven't had anything weird in a while, and yeah, I'm just happy about that. It's been pretty chill. I think it's because there's been not much going on either.
Yes.
Right.
July is like
So
a dead month. Like June and July are sort of dead months for at least
mhm.
for Browns, like because they don't come back. They just got back to training camp today, and we'll get into that. But you
Yeah.
know, there's baseball, and a lot of people are into baseball, but not into baseball at the same time. Like it's somewhat dying, but somewhat not. It's a weird thing. And if your team's not good, then it's not really a fun time.
Right. It's
Or
only fun when you
then
go when the beers are like cheap.
right,
Yeah.
and even then, how cheap are they? Sometimes, like
Mhm.
I saw that thing. There was a graphic last week that said, all these beers. That's the cost of a beer per, MLB Park, and I was like, I've never paid under $10 for a beer unless it was like a special
Right. The
night.
$2 like we have a $2 night or something. Yeah.
Right. Other than that, no, I paid 10 or more for sometimes just the basic beers. The local domestic beers. So
Mhm.
that's crazy. But yeah, with people in the DMs, that's just I just don't understand where some people come up with these things, like the guy on the leash, the guy that was just walking and bending over. I don't know
I,
where
I
that
don't
comes
I don't I don't
or
know
what makes
either.
them think like, oh, I'm gonna hit send. As
Mhm.
Herm Edwards always said, don't hit send. Clearly
Well, I
don't hit
think a
send.
lot of them just have a lot going on in their lives and they don't have anybody else to talk to and they don't have anywhere else to put these ideas and their thoughts and things to say. Also, like another thing, like healthcare is super expensive. If you want to go to therapy, that's going to be a lot of money. So if you can't do that or you just don't want to, you're going to go on the internet and just take it out on people you don't know because you feel like it's not going to harm them because they don't know you and you don't know them and it's just a place for people to vent. So,
Yeah. So that happens all the time, and people don't know what people are going through. Like I try not to be a dickhead to people unless they're a dickhead to me. Just like you. If you
right.
warrants it, okay, great. But I'm not gonna go out of my way and be like, hey, you suck. Shut up, you suck. Blah blah blah, whatever. And I try and go on my way. Hey, how you doing? Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, I disagree with you. Sometimes I come off as a dick. Sure, that's just human nature. But you don't know what people are going through. And Paddy Pimblett, who was the UFC fighter who had a tremendous post-fight speech after his win, he had one of his friends kill himself, and he found out that news like right before weigh, like 4 hours before weigh-in. And he said, if you ever need someone to talk to, reach out to someone, anyone. And he said he'd rather have his mate cry on his shoulder than committing suicide. So I implore everyone, if you need someone to talk to anyone. You might not reach out to the right people. You might reach out and they might not answer you. That keep reaching out to people because that's very important. And I know you're very big on mental health and you're always asking people how they're doing and stuff. So I think more people should do that. So Browns opened up training camp today. That's very exciting. It's not real football. They are in shorts and helmets. They are not doing much exciting, but it's Browns football. It's back. It's exciting. And for now, Deshaun Watson is on the field. So first off, with Deshaun, when they first announced that he was coming to the Browns, what was your initial thoughts, and have they taken?
My first thoughts were, yeah, this is very Cleveland Browns. Like, I don't expect anything else. It's very like if there's one team it's gonna be the Browns because how else would we get a very good quarterback if it wasn't for 20 some legal issues and a lot of drama and everything else very, 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 very bad
Of
to get to
course,
that point. Right.
that's Cleveland
So
Browns football in a nutshell. Yes.
yeah. It's like it sucks because I used to be a super, super big fan of him. Like I would tweet at the Browns all of 2020. I have a million tweets that say this. Like when Odell tore his ACL in that Bengals game, my reply to the tweet was trade for Deshaun Watson. Like it's there. It's out on the internet forever. And of course, somehow they finally do that. And I'm just like, well, great.
Yeah.
Will he be good? Probably. Does it hurt a lot of people? Also, yeah. So
yeah.
It's very NFL. If it wasn't us, it would be someone else to have to go through this too.
Right.
Because it's the NFL.
Is that currently how you feel, or have you had time to like think about it more and like not necessarily okay with it, but okay enough where it's like okay, it is what it is now. Like,
well, he's gonna play. Yeah, he's gonna play. He's not gonna get suspended that long. I don't think he will. From what everyone else is saying, it suck? Yeah, it sucks. But there's a lot of other players on our team that I really love to watch play, and I'm really excited. And I think they're going to do really well with him there as a quarterback. So
yeah, but and I want to say that I understand anyone's sentiment.
right.
If you left being a Browns fan, that's fine. That's your right. If you're not happy about this because either affects you, hits home, or someone this has happened to, or whatever, then I get that, and you're allowed that. I know there's a lot of people on Twitter that like, oh, you're not a real Browns fan. I don't know what the fuck a real Browns fan is. Like, what does that even mean? There's my cat's tail. If you see her, she always, every time I'm doing any sort of show, she'll be wherever in
That's
the
so
house,
funny.
and she'll come and always
Right.
be talking. So she loves the camera. So if you see a
Right.
tail or her, that's just her. But yeah, all these people were just like, oh, you're
Like
not
the
a
real Browns fan stuff, like that's been going on far too long. Like let people do whatever they want to do.
right.
You know, like it's not that deep. It's a football team.
It's a football
It's a
team.
football team
yeah.
that we spend money to watch lose most of the time.
Yeah,
So,
for most of my life, they have lost,
Right.
and I haven't been a fan my whole life. I've been a fan for the better part of like 10 or 15 years or so. But I didn't grow up as a Browns fan like a lot of people did. I didn't. My dad was a fan, but at first, sadly, I was a Steeler fan because that's where I'm from.
Well, when you're growing up and you have the choice of those two, you're probably going to pick the one that wins.
Right.
So.
But then I went to the Vikings because I played for the flag football team for the first year, and it was the Vikings and then drafted Randy Moss that same year. And instantly that was it. And then later I became a Browns fan. But all this real Browns fan talk, like, I don't care if you've been a fan since the 50s. I don't care about any of that. Like, I root for the team just like you root for the team. There's no good or bad way to root for a team, I'm still going to be like, fuck yeah, Nick Chubb just scored an 80-yard touchdown run. Or, damn it, why'd you throw that pick, Deshaun? Like, now it's Deshaun. It would be Baker because we've said that a lot.
Right.
Why'd you throw that there? But yeah, it's just one of those things that people are just like, oh, I'm going to police how you have to be a fan of my team. Like, we don't own the team. We don't own shit. We just are fans, and we
just give them our money.
Right, we give the billionaire more money.
That's
as if he needs it. And that's all we do. Yeah. So, what are your expectations for Brown season this year? Now it's
whoa, I don't know. I really don't know because it just depends.
Depends on the suspension, right?
Yeah, like it just depends on what they're gonna tell us. If we get like 4 to 6, I mean, we could still be competitive.
What's the highest number of games suspended that you think that we can still either win the division or at least make the playoffs? The playoffs should be the first goal.
I would say like 6.
6, okay.
Well, because our first couple games aren't that bad.
The first month of the season is pretty good.
Like
the Panthers, the
win
Jets,
some games.
Steelers, the Falcons. They should go at least 3-1.
Yeah, we can win some games.
Regardless of who is there, whether it's Deshaun, Jacoby.
Like we should be able to. The defense is really good. The defense is really happy now. Yeah, I think they should be able to do that.
So speaking of suspension, we've been hearing for the past 2 weeks, it's going to come tomorrow. It's going to come on Monday. It's going to come on the Friday NFL news dump. First off, Sue Robinson doesn't give a shit about the NFL news dump on Fridays. She
right.
doesn't one shit about that. Nor should she. And I hope she doesn't. I hope she doesn't even know anything about the NFL outside of what the NFLPA presented, what the NFL presented. With that said, how many times a day do you see per source, whether it's the suspension talk or whatever?
I think every other scroll.
Yeah, it's
right.
so annoying.
I laugh at them though because it's just funny. Like I know nobody really knows.
Right.
Like people will say some stuff. People will say stuff to others, and I'm like, that does kind of sound likely for this to happen, but then it's just not true.
Right. Anyone can take a blind draw and be like, oh hey, tomorrow this is so-and-so is going to be traded.
Right.
Okay, great. If you want to predict that.
And then it just happens. Like, see, that's what I was saying. My freaking tweet in 2020 when I said trade for Deshaun Watson. I could say, look, I told you guys. But, yeah, you can do anything. You could literally say anything.
You can absolutely do anything. But I'm so sick of seeing per source. And unless it's from, like, one of the people with actual sources, then, shut up. Like, you don't know shit. I don't know shit. None of us know shit. Even they don't know shit, really. Like,
right. Like, sometimes they get it wrong, too.
They get it wrong, and Adam Schefter, he's one of my favorites. He got
he's out of control.
It's just
he's been out of control.
His tweet about Deshaun Watson, I was like, oh buddy, you should not have said that, dude. Like, I get what you were trying to say, but you did not say that.
Yeah, let's just keep it to yourself with that one.
Yeah, just keep that one to yourself. But people get wrong every day, and people have sources. I don't have sources. I write about the Browns for Dog Pound Daily, and that pays me. And I'm also doing stuff with Network 216, which is also going to pay me at some point. So I don't have sources. I don't know if you have sources. You might have a few more sources than I do because
I know stuff, but I just don't say it.
Okay. See, I like that too because there's things that you're not supposed to tell everyone. Like you,
right?
You might
I know some stuff, but I'm just not going to say it because I want these people to tell me more stuff.
Right,
later.
Absolutely. And that's how sources work. I'm glad you said that because a lot of these people are always in Mary Kay's mentions on her article. It's like, oh, she doesn't speak for the Browns. Who the hell does she know in the Browns?
Well, they're speaking to her. They're speaking to her. That's for sure.
That's for damn sure. And everyone's like, oh, this is clickbait. For those of you who don't know, Mary Kay Cabot does not get paid per click anymore. She is already, she has whatever.
She's got it.
She should have whatever number she wants, and hopefully she does, and she gets it regardless. Regardless if you agree with her, you don't agree with her, you hate her, you love her. It does not matter. I used to not be a big Mary Kay fan until I started reading a little bit more of her work, and I'm like, oh damn, okay. And then I saw the light.
She's not afraid to say what she wants to say, and I admire that a lot.
She took a lot of jabs at Baker Bros the other day. I don't know if you read that.
Oh, that was. I read that and I go, woo. Okay.
That was fantastic. I'm glad that she's doing that because she is
funny.
She's one of those like women in sports that like people don't like because she's a woman in sport. Well, she's been doing this a long time.
Yeah, and she just doesn't give a fuck.
No, doesn't give one fuck at all, and that's what's great about her.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what so and so told me. Who told you? Well, journalism 101 tells you don't reveal your sources.
Right.
As Gab just said, she wants more information from these people. So there's certain things that they might text her and be like, hey, send this out right now. Okay. And then, hey, here's what's happening. Don't hit send on this. Okay. And if you do those things, oh, here's some more information. Oh, wait, I'm signing with so-and-so next week, but don't tell anyone because obviously we can't know that yet.
Yeah, mine is more of like in passing. Like people will just say it around me and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I just won't tell anybody that.
Right, yeah. And so that's a fun thing. We'll get into a little bit more of that because I know you do a lot of interviews with a lot of athletes and are around more athletes these days. One last thing on Watson. If there is a suspension, when do you think that we will hear about it?
No idea.
You have no idea.
None. I got nothing. I have literally maybe it'll be like a Kawhi Leonard trade 2 a.m. They'll just put it out. No one will really see, and then hopefully they'll think it'll blow over.
Well, that might be. And I hate how people are like, oh, Sue Robinson should just go on Twitter and declare it or something. No, that's not what a judge does. Like she's a well-respected.
She's just doing her role. Yeah, people are.
Like the two parties hired her to be an arbitrator, and that's what she's doing. People are like, oh, she should tweet it out. Oh, what's taking her so long? She doesn't give a shit about that. She doesn't give a shit. This takes another 6 weeks. Yeah. We're gonna be along for the ride every single day. Every single day, someone's gonna be like, oh, I have someone who told me that. No one told you anything because no one told Adam Schefter, no one told Ian Rappaport, no one told anyone.
They don't even know.
They don't know, and that's.
Did you see? Schefter got told to stop emailing her.
I did not see that.
Yeah, that he was on a show and he said he emailed her too many times and said you got to stop.
Wow, like I don't think even if I was in his position, I don't think I would email her because that's just.
But they're shameless. They are shameless. They are so shameless.
And I'm sure you've seen it up close and personal more. Doing these different events. That's just crazy to me. Like I could never.
Yeah, they're shameless.
Be like, if it's a GM or something, okay, I'll text them. If I could ever talk to GMs, hey, what's the deal with this? And they might give you some generic bullshit, or they might give you, hey, here's what I'm telling you.
See, I could never be a GM because people would start texting me and I would just make shit up.
Right. And then
when
that
just
doesn't happen,
put it out there.
I wish we lived in a world like that where, hey, guys.
They could just like make some shit up and people post it out. Like the Condoleezza Rice thing, like someone just made that shit up one day.
The fact
that would be me. That would be me every day.
Ran with that. That's
awesome.
That's still awesome and funny at the same time. Like Condoleezza Rice is going to run the Cleveland Browns. Okay. You got that. So hopefully we have that. Oh, also, does Myles Garrett break the record against Baker Mayfield in week 1? He needs 4 to break the Browns.
Well, it's like, okay, so the thing is Baker Mayfield going to play?
Okay. Baker Mayfield or Sam Darnold. Both are equally as bad. I wouldn't say that. I'd say Baker's slightly ahead of Darnold. But does he break it game 1?
No, he does it at home against the Jets.
Okay, I'm for that. He can, even though Zach Wilson is a dog.
Right.
I need that shirt you're wearing yesterday.
That was
good. I really
good.
want to know what. Yeah, there was a shirt where he was like Time Man of the Year, one of his linemen had, and that was awesome. I need that shirt. I'm not a Jets fan. I hate the Jets, but I need that shirt.
It was a good shirt. Yeah.
It was a great shirt, and now that's a funny thing too that that happened. That somehow these things happen in sports and. Everyone's like investigating who's the friend, and his mom was like,
no, this is not the friend.
So she knows who it is, but I don't think we'll ever know that. Nor do we need to know. I don't care who it is.
Right, but it's just awesome. It's an awesome story.
It's one of the best stories I've ever heard about the Jets. That and the butt fumble are the two best things that have ever happened since I've ever.
Way better than mono. Way better than the mono thing.
Yes, jeez. Yeah. So game 2, you say that he has the Browns all-time record.
If Baker Mayfield's not playing.
If he is playing, he's getting it.
Yeah, that's the clause. Like, if there's anybody, Sam Darnold out there, no.
He's seeing ghosts, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I just wrote about it for Dog Pound Daily. I wrote, like, fan expectations that won't be met. And I put Myles Garrett won't win Defensive Player of the Year. And that's not because
I don't know if he will either.
Because there's TJ Watt, who's still a bad dude. And I hate that he plays in the division, especially when we could have drafted in that same year.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Awesome. I can't say anything bad about him until like we play him and say, "Oh, fuck that guy," stuff like that. But he's fantastic, and I'll give credit where it's due. And then there's Aaron Donald, who is just a bad dude.
Yeah, like they'll probably just give it to him. He can do his little retirement run.
Yeah, that's
they love to do that.
They love doing that, and so I don't think he wins. But I did say, wouldn't it be quite the story if he set the Browns franchise sack record against Baker Mayfield?
That'd be awesome. Yeah, I put out a tweet the other day. People were like yelling at me because they couldn't read. I said Baker Mayfield won. We didn't say he won. He helped us win our first playoff game. Yeah. And then I said in however many years, like 20 some years, and I said he's going to help us win our first season opener in 17 years. So.
And people lost their mind.
They're like, which opener did he win? I said, read again. Read it again. I'm talking about the one in September.
He didn't win any of them. That's right. So, because I love when people can't read either. Like it just.
I do that sometimes too, though.
Yeah,
I mean, get ahead of myself.
I do that as well, but I won't hit reply. I'm like, oh shit, or if I retweet something real quick, I'm like, oh shit, that's I got duped. Nope, unretweet, and hopefully no one saw that and it's gone. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't happen like that.
Right.
Brown season record. What do you think as of right now?
See, I don't know.
So let's say Deshaun's suspension is 6 games.
I'm always like more optimistic with them. Maybe 10-7.
Okay. If he's suspended 0 games somehow.
They'll probably win like 12 plus.
Okay. And what about 10 games? 10 or more?
If he's suspended 10 or more games?
Yep.
Oof, I don't know. Identical to last season?
8 and 9. Okay. If you told me he was suspended for the season and we went 8 and 9, I don't think I'd be upset with that really. Outside of us.
I mean, I could see, like, why couldn't we if we did that last year?
Right, with bottom 5 quarterback play. I always tell people Brissett just has to be better than bottom 5.
Okay, he just needs to be okay.
Yeah, that's all he needs. And he's not going to go in there and, like,
Right, he's not anything elite.
No, absolutely.
But he's not the worst that we could have.
He played
like Drew Lock.
Oh, no, I would hate if I were Seattle. Right. I would hate my life if I was a Seattle Seahawks fan. Drew Lock or Geno Smith. Nah.
Yeah, no.
Like, get out of here. So you are a Guards fan. They are playing right now. What are your thoughts on the Guards this year? Do they make a trade before the deadline, whether to bolster their team or to help someone else bolster their team?
I don't know. I feel like they're just going to stay. Because I feel like we have a lot of prospects, a lot of younger guys. I don't know if they're going to want to let go of them. I've heard a lot of talks about like Zach Plesac getting traded. It's really the only person I've heard about, Zach Plesac getting traded. I heard a little bit of a Bieber rumble, but
I heard that this morning or yesterday morning.
But like I have mixed thoughts on Bieber, so I'm glad they didn't give him a lot of money because his velocity has went down a lot.
Yeah,
he was throwing like 95, 96, and now he can barely hit 92 on a fastball. His stuff doesn't look nearly as good as it used to. Yeah. I think he's still probably fighting some kind of an injury, but. Yeah, I think he'll be fine, but I don't know if they're going to keep him.
Player trade for.
What did you say? Sorry, it keeps like freezing on me. I think it's me. Actually.
Okay, there we go. And add to stream. There you are.
I thought that was me for a second.
No, my internet somehow just flashed off for like 2 seconds, enough to kick you off, and I don't know what happened there. I guess it is sort of raining outside, so it could be anything. So naturally, there's technical difficulties when I come back to podcasting, because why not? That's podcasting. Is there a player that you want the Guards to trade for?
Juan Soto, never gonna happen, but like that would be so cool.
I was telling the guys in the group chat, the Network 216 group chat, that I would love for them, I would do it if I were them. I would love if they did that, because that means they're going to try and win for the next 2 years. If he leaves after that, okay, great. You know, you lost some prospects, but you had a chance to win a World Series, which those don't come very often. Right, but that's not going to happen. Where do you think Soto goes if he doesn't go to the Guards?
Probably someone with a lot of money, like the Yankees or the Dodgers, or someone really cool. I don't know. I'd hate that. I mean, we would all hate that, but
that's how baseball works.
Right.
You know, that's why the same, 8 to 10 teams are competitive, and then you have teams like the Pittsburgh Pirates, who's close to me. They suck every year because they don't want to spend money.
Right.
Which is stupid, because you're a billionaire. Why would you not? But then again, that's how you are a billionaire. You don't make stupid decisions. But you see all these other billionaires making all these decisions, and yeah, so that's fun. So is Guards the proper thing to call them, or do you call them Guards?
Some people hate that. Some people hate when they call them Guards, but I'm like, I like the name Guards. To say go Guards, that's easy. Yeah, some people call them G-men, but that's just not for me. I'm not calling them G-men.
That's the Giants.
Yeah, I'm not doing some G-men. I'm saying Guards. Go Guards every time. Yeah, it's the Guards.
Yeah, it's similar to like Browns. You know, obviously Browns isn't short for anything, but go Browns, go Guards. Like,
right.
I get, because I see a lot of Cleveland sports stuff, even though, I'm not a Guards fan. I'm not a Cavs fan. I see all of it because Browns Twitter and all their Twitters are just one big morphing
filled
mess.
with it all. They're all filled with it.
And it's filled with
and they fight with each other about their own teams.
Yes. And, I've been involved in some of those arguments, and then
me too.
Like, this is stupid. Why can't you see Baker suck? It took me a while to see that Baker sucked. I didn't know that. If you would told me going into last season that, hey, Baker's coming in, we're going to the AFC Championship game at least.
Ooh, I was out, man. I was out for such a long time, and I fought people hard for that. I fought a long battle, and it's okay because I understand, some man came in here, did all that good stuff for you.
Yeah.
Showed you all these good things. Obviously, people cared about that a lot, but I literally fought those people for months. And if I fought you over that, guys, I'm sorry. I'm just glad that we are all here again together.
Speaking of fighting, one of my guys at Network 216, Tyler Johnson, he asked if you can unblock him.
I did.
He said he does not know what he did.
He blocked me, so I blocked him.
Okay, that makes sense. It was probably over Baker because he did block me as well. And when his co-host on his show, Zach, hit me up and was like, "Hey, you want to join our network? I think you'd be a good fit." Blah blah blah. Yeah, sure. And we get in there. I was like, "Hey, can you tell Tyler to unblock me so I can talk to him in here?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." And then now I don't disagree with him on things.
Yeah, I mean, if someone blocks me, I'm gonna block back. It's still not really that deep. I don't really care.
Yeah. So he just.
I think I met his girlfriend at a Cavs game. She was awesome. I think it was
Tyler's girlfriend.
Yeah. Yeah, she was really nice. Wife, maybe. I don't know. She's blonde. I think it was him. She was really nice.
I don't know. Sorry, Tyler, if it wasn't you.
Well, I'll just say it was, and she was really cool. So shout out on a win wife,
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure you meet all sorts of people that you see on Twitter all the time. Do they come up to you like you're like a celebrity? Is that how that works?
Sometimes people just say hi. So I had one guy scream in my face once.
Oh, what was that like?
Well, it was really weird because I was walking home from a baseball game by myself, which probably is not very safe. But it was like 11 o'clock at night. The game went in extra innings. So I'm walking by myself. Someone says my name, and I turn around, and I don't really see anybody. Turn around again, and this guy's like holding hands with some girl, and he's no taller than like 5'1". Like I could have beat him up if I wanted to. But he looks at me and goes, "Fuck you, I hate you." And I go, "Oh, okay." And he ran away.
Oh.
He ran away before I could even say anything.
Well, that sucks. Usually the response is the best part of you. That's what we were talking about earlier.
Right. I was like, damn, okay, you didn't even give me a chance to say something back.
But damn, that's pretty harsh. Fuck you, I hate you. And
yeah, whatever.
I wonder if that was his girlfriend saying, "Hey, say this to her," because I don't want to say it. You say it.
I don't know, maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe, I don't know. It was crazy though. I was like, fuck, okay.
Have you had any like good fan interactions? Like you became friends with someone? Like, hey, I followed you on Twitter, but and then you became good friends with them?
Mm-hmm. All the time.
Good. That's a good thing to happen.
There's so many nice people around here. A lot of people
think that like you're someone who's like Twitter famous. Yeah, you're like Twitter famous. I don't know if you know that, but you're Twitter famous, and like a lot of people know you.
I'm just doing what I can.
Yeah. But you
Yeah.
are Twitter famous to a lot of people, so a lot of people might be intimidated by you and be like, oh shit, I don't want to go.
I'm definitely not very intimidating.
No, I didn't think you
I'm
don't.
not very tall. No, I don't think I'm very intimidating.
Okay, good. So everyone listening and that will listen to this on the audio portion, go up and say hi to Gab. She's a nice.
We can drink a beer.
See that
We can chug a beer. I don't know, whatever you guys want to do. Shake a shot, tequila, whatever one you like.
If I ever do a shot with you, I'm not doing tequila. That's just no.
What kind of shots do you take?
Not tequila. I got sick off that in college, and I
see. Tequila is. I mean, I can do any, but tequila is the one I go for.
Yeah, probably like Jameson, maybe.
Ooh, that's a
little
rough.
rougher. A buddy of mine got me and my friends one time. He wasn't drinking, but he's like, "I'll buy you guys a shot." He bought us all a shot of Jim Beam, and we didn't know it at the time. And I was like, I took the shot, and I went outside the bar and threw it right up. I was like, "What'd you buy us?" He's like, "Jim Beam." I was like, "Why the fuck you buy us Jim Beam? Like, that's a terrible shot to take."
Right.
What else to get? Okay. So if you ever see Gab tequila shots, get her one, or maybe she'll get you one. Who knows?
Yeah, I'll get you one. Yeah.
I think that she's one of those people that if you buy her one, she'll buy you one, or vice versa.
For sure.
Or even not. Hey, you're hanging out with me here. Here's a shot. I hope so. I do that with sometimes. Not anymore because I don't do too many shots. It's mostly beer.
I used to not do shots, and now I'm on like a shot phase again, which probably isn't good.
Well, it could be good or bad depending on how you look at it. So yeah, shots and me don't get along anymore. I'm getting older in life, and I just rather have beer, which also takes a toll on my physique. I not that I have a great physique before, but I'm gaining weight because I drink beer, and I don't even drink it as much.
I feel you.
And I don't drink it as much anymore. But speaking of beers, we'll just go right into that. So you go different cities and different things and different events and interview different athletes. What city so far has had the best drinks?
Ooh, drinks.
And then after that, we'll go to food, and then just the best.
Now that's a tough one. That's a tough one because, best drinks. Damn. I mean, Pittsburgh has some good drinks at some places. I will say that. Like they have a variety of a bunch of things. Baltimore had a lot of good stuff. I know that's probably hard for people to believe. They always hate on Baltimore, but Baltimore was pretty solid. I mean, Miami's always good.
Never been there. Or Baltimore, I don't think. I've been through Baltimore.
Miami's always good. Vegas, that's Vegas. That's just like a whole different thing.
A bucket list for me. You were just there recently for the Summer League, correct?
Yeah.
So how did that come to be? How did you get set up with the Summer League gig?
So FanDuel is a partner with the Suns, and we have like a sports book in their arena, and they're one of our main partnerships. So they take their like stakeholders or ticket holders, like suite holders, people that like spend a lot of money there on a trip. It was more of like a vacation than like a work thing, I would say. And you go with them, you just hang out, you go to the games, you talk to people that do stuff with them, and yeah.
Was there any athlete that you met there that was like, oh my God, he's super awesome? Like you might see him on Twitter and like, yeah, he's an awesome dude, and oh my God.
I met one that was not awesome.
Okay, I was gonna ask you that next. Who was not awesome? Can you tell me the name?
At Summer League, oh my God. And I don't know why. So I go to check into the hotel and I have this big ass suitcase because after I leave Vegas, I'm going on vacation with my family, so I wasn't going home. So I packed for like 2 weeks. Have a huge bag, like a backpack. I had like 3 bags. The hotel room wasn't ready, so I had to wheel my bag out to like the bell desk, set it down so I could just go do stuff. So I was ready, and I'm walking out. I get to like close to the door. Emmanuel quickly is standing in front of me, like trying to go out of the door. He just like stands there and makes me open the door for him while I'm trying to get a suitcase out and a backpack and a big ass bag. He doesn't even say thank you, and he just walks right by me. I was like, what the heck? Like you couldn't even open the fucking door?
Wow. I did not.
It was weird.
That is very weird.
It was really, really weird.
Did you get to meet any of like high profile name players out there? Because a lot of players aren't out there. They might go out and watch, but were any around?
I didn't meet anybody like crazy. Like I wasn't like around people, but I didn't really like meet them. Like Jay Crowder was like sitting beside us one of the games. Didn't really interact with anyone too crazy there.
Is that something you would do again if they said, hey, you want to come out again?
Oh yeah, it's awesome. Like it's just so fun to go to all the events and see all these people that you see on the internet all the time. And yeah, it was cool.
So speaking of like all these people and like DMs, how many people tell you that you sleep with athletes because you are interacting with them all the time? How many
Oh
times?
God, all the time.
And is there any comment that anyone made that is very like laughable, like ones we shared earlier?
People make jokes about Baker Mayfield all the time. Like, guys, it's just I'll tell you what, I would never in my life go near that man. So just
Do you get the cheesecake
ask someone
back?
else.
You're the girl with the
Oh
cheesecake.
yeah, people. I will say though, like a lot of people are doing this now, and it's like it's super messed up because it's really like triggering experience for a lot of women when like other teams make Deshaun Watson like jokes to women in our fan base. I'm like, that's not cool.
No, that's not cool. Like if you want to make jokes about the Browns sucking or even Deshaun sucking, great. But leave all that.
Just leave everybody else out of it. I just don't think it's like funny to use the trauma of women to harm other women. And it's just
Right.
they think it's so funny.
And I don't get that either. It's just like
Yeah, and they don't actually care about those women. They just care about their jokes.
right. And it's just like sometimes like, how would you feel if that was your mother and people are like, oh, that would never happen to my mom?
Right.
You don't know what the fuck's happened to your mom when you're not there. You have no idea. I don't know what's happened to my mom. Hopefully nothing's
Right.
happened to her.
Like they have no idea. So I don't know. People are just really not aware of certain situations.
No, that's
Sucks.
a great thing. Yeah. So screw them. They can get bent. What city has the best food that you've been to so far for
Kansas City was good.
barbecue?
Yeah, that was really good. Kansas City was good. Again, Baltimore, really fucking good.
Yeah.
I like seafood, so
you go to Jimmy's
yeah,
seafood?
Jimmy's is really good.
Has it lived up to the hype? Because I've never been there.
Oh yeah, it's so good. It's so good. Yeah, their tailgate that I went to was awesome. Like that was one of the best tailgates I've ever been to. But it's not like
tailgates, right?
Yeah, and when I say it's one of the best tailgates I've ever been to, it was more of like here's free drinks, here's free food, here's all this stuff for you to do. Not like a party, but it was still awesome.
Okay, that's fair.
It was a different vibe, but like it was awesome.
Outside of Miami, what's the best city that you've been to just to on these different travels you've had?
Boston's really cool.
That's a bucket list place for me to go.
Boston's really cool. I had really a good time in Phoenix, Scottsdale.
That would be a hell of a lot of fun. Phoenix, I feel real hot but fun still at the same time.
Oh, it was very, very fun. I met Richard Jefferson there.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it was.
Was he a super nice guy? He seems like a super nice
guy. I said I was like, Richard Jefferson, I fucking love you. Go Cavs. He said, what do you know about the Cavs? And I said, I don't know. I know a lot. And then we became friends.
Is it someone that you interact with like a decent amount of times now, or?
He follows me on TikTok. He saw me at the All-Star stuff. We were like talking there.
No, it's cool when you get to meet people like that. Like there's someone like that cool. that I met on the internet. Just like, oh, she's cool. Like
right. Like I have his number. He's like, if you ever need anything for like sports or anything, let me know. I was like, you know what? You are awesome, and I really appreciate you.
Right. And how many times have you texted him? None.
No, never.
Good. I would
never. Too scared.
No. If I became friends with him, I wouldn't text him for shit. Like, nope, thanks. I appreciate you giving me that, but no, you have a life, and I'm not gonna bug you for. Hey, what do you hear about the Cavs? What do you hear about the Lakers? What
right.
No. We'll circle back to the Cavs here in a minute. But who's like the best person you've interviewed for these? Because I saw you say that Kenny Pickett was tremendous.
Oh my God, he was awesome. Kenny Pickett was awesome.
And I saw someone said that you're trying to join the Steelers bandwagon. I was like, are you dumb?
There's no shot in hell that I could ever do that. But Kenny Pickett was awesome. Like we were walking into the event. It was like a celebrity charity softball game for Cam Hayward. We're walking in, and like first off, everyone was yelling at me for being there. But when I was in college, the little ballpark that I was at, I worked there in college, one of the bars. I knew everybody that like owns the little team. Saw they were having an event. I said, hey, do you have any media? And then I just went. Because why not, So, go to the game. We're just walking up. Kenny Pickett is like going up to everyone talking. He's like, hey, I'm Kenny. What's your name? Like, what do you do here? Just talking to everybody, introducing himself. We told him, and he was like, I hope you guys have a really great night. Like, this is going to be a fun event. I'm like, yeah, we're doing like interviews for TikTok. What you doing? He was like, yeah, absolutely. Just let me know when you need me. He was awesome. And they usually are like standoffish at first for things like that, which I understand because you never know what someone's going to ask you. You see shitty questions asked to players every single day, but then you start asking them like these goofy, like funny questions, and then they open up and they're like, oh yeah, we like actually enjoy this.
Yeah, the one I saw that you posted was, asking what the most embarrassing moment in the game. A lot of them was my pants fell down,
Hmm.
and my ass was hanging out. That's fun. You don't get that side because, after the
Right.
oh, what was
Why
wrong
did
with
you
you?
drop that pass?
Yeah,
Yeah.
why'd you throw a third pick when your team was down by 3
Well, I
points?
don't know. You think I meant to do that? Yeah, right?
Right, but so you provide a lot of content that's like hilarious and like insightful in a different way that's insightful
Hmm.
from the X's and O's and the stats, and I think that's important for a lot of people, especially someone like me who loves sports and is trying to do stuff like you at one point, and different. I have other different goals that I have, but it's fun to see someone like that and be like, oh hey, she's just going up and asking funny questions, and the player. Oh, I love that. Yeah, because I
Hmm.
don't know if you know this, but any player usually once they like feel comfortable, they don't shut up if there's a microphone in front of them or a
Right.
camera in front of their face. They love it. When I was in college, I covered the basketball. I covered all the sports, but I covered the basketball team. Hey, you guys want to come on for an interview? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Come
Right.
on,
They
yeah.
give you put them in a situation that they feel comfortable and they can like express themselves and not feel threatened by your question or you use that against them, they'll definitely do it again. We like with Miles Sanders, we met him at a kickball thing like the week before the softball thing. He was like, I don't really know if I want to do it. And his marketing guy was there. He's like, no, just do it. And by the end of it, he was like laughing at every single question, enjoyed it. And then we saw him at the next week. He's like, what do you guys have for me today? Just laughing.
No,
So,
well, that's good. You're
yeah.
getting a relationship with some of these players that, he said they're a little standoffish, and they are. Some athletes are very standoffish, and I get it because
Right.
they're traveling through airports, or they're traveling just to their local grocery store. Oh, hey, can I get an autograph? Hey, autograph? No,
Hmm.
just relax. I'm with my family. I'm here just to get some fucking milk. I'm not here to
Right.
do
It's
anything.
it's
I'm
not
getting
it's not a
milk.
meet and greet.
All right.
Yeah.
If there was a meet and greet, sure. Who else is pretty cool that you interacted with besides?
Justin Jefferson was awesome.
He seems like an awesome dude.
He was so funny. Justin Jefferson was awesome. So this one is like a little controversial. I know people will probably be mad that I say this, but it's whatever. It's fine. Don't really care because it was a very nice interaction. I was very afraid to talk to Tyreek Hill. Obviously, he's a very big personality. It's Tyreek Hill. There's a lot of background with him, and he was one of the nicest people that I've spoke to for like an interview. He was willing to answer everything. He thought it was a good time, funny. Yeah, he was cool.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be controversial because people think of
Right.
Tyreek Hill, what he did, and that's fine. That's one
Yeah,
thing.
what he did was very bad,
But
but it was
some
a
people make
fine interaction. Yeah.
some people make mistakes and move on. Hopefully that's the case with their quarterback. I don't know what will happen. I wasn't in those
Right.
rooms, so I don't know if he's making amends for anything. But I also don't think that 24 women are lying.
Right.
But that's the same thing with Tyreek Hill. Who's some of the worst ones you've interviewed? Like you went, after you just had a bad experience, and like, oh hey, how you doing? Or hey,
I have a like funny one.
yeah, let's do that.
Jonathan Taylor. I really like Jonathan Taylor. I think he's great football player. Awesome. He's probably a super great guy. This at the Super Bowl is like right by Pat McAfee's set. I go up to him and you usually have to talk to their like management person. I was like, hey, we're with like FanDuel because Pat McAfee's set is literally on our thing. We're with FanDuel. We're getting people to do like quick questions for TikTok. And they go, TikTok? That's embarrassing. I was like, okay. And he goes, I don't even fuck with TikTok. And I go, okay, sorry. That's fine. Like, you don't have to do it. I was just going to ask you. And in the middle of the conversation, Pat McAfee sees Jonathan Taylor right beside his set. In the middle of him saying, fuck TikTok, he screams and he's like, yo, JT. And they turn the camera and there's me and Jonathan Taylor on the screen.
Oh, nice. Is that on YouTube somewhere?
Yeah.
I'll have to go find that.
Yeah, I posted a photo on Twitter. I said, me and my good friend Jonathan Taylor at the Super Bowl.
That's
but
awesome.
It was just me getting roasted. So no one knows because you can't hear what he's saying,
Right.
But that's what the interaction was.
Oh, that's actually a fantastic interaction.
Mm-hmm.
And one
right. Like it was a win in some kind of way.
Yeah, in some way, overall it's somewhat of a loss, but then hey, here's me and my friend Jonathan Taylor. Like, speaking of Pat McAfee, have you interacted with him working with FanDuel?
Yeah, I've interacted with him. He's awesome. Love him.
Because he's one of my favorites that I watch, and he's on wrestling. I'm a big wrestling fan. He's in there in WWE. He's the commentator. He's actually going to have a match on made it for the Colts, Baron Corbin. That's pretty cool. So I've heard that he's a great guy. And I just wanted to ask.
He is awesome.
And he just seems like one of those dudes that you want to hang out with. Like he does like what he does is something that I want to do, and just have a show with my friends and we're just talk shit and like what you do with your show. But he obviously reaches a way bigger audience than what I do. But that's what I want to do. That's talk shit with my friends about sports and talk to different athletes and he's like goals really. And I always love how he said something like This is a very stupid life I live. I don't know how I did this, but hey, I'm enjoying it, and he's killing it.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I smoked weed with him at the Wiz Khalifa concert. It was awesome.
Okay. I don't know.
It was awesome.
I don't know why that would be a thing bad to say.
I know some people get mad about it, but
They
I'm
do.
like, okay, whatever.
This is a Weed and Door show. Sorry,
Right.
man, if you're listening to this. Sorry. No, it is what it is. You know, I'm old enough. But yeah, he always talks about smoking, and you can tell when he's at events when he is smoking. Some people you can't. Like some people you can see them like, okay,
Right.
they're just there, whatever. Like someone like Lil Wayne, you know, he's always high. Like Pat McAfee, I just get the vibe that he's always high wherever he's at, which is fine. Like if you want to, you know, smoke, that's great, and I implore it. And if I see you, I'll smoke with you. You know, and I would love to smoke with Pat McAfee one day. And you said that was a Wiz Khalifa concert, huh?
Yeah, it was at like one of our FanDuel events at the Super Bowl, and Wiz was there, and everyone was just smoking. So that was cool. Oh, I think it froze again.
Hey, are you still there, Gab? Okay. There you are. I don't know if it was mine or that yours that time. I don't know because it looks like it's going to storm. I don't know if it's. I don't think it's storming right now. But you know that's just how these things work. Won't keep you too much longer. We just talked about Pat McAfee. Let's see if I have anything else besides the Cavs in my notes. Nope, just the Cavs. So, what are your thoughts on the Cavs this offseason? And I saw you had a tweet the other night that about Sexton that I want to see. I didn't see the reactions to it. So,
oh, sorry. They were making there's a dumb idiot play on the screen, but Colin Sexton, yeah. So
did the Guards make it or the Red Sox play? Make it.
The Guardians would have worked out in our favor.
Okay, because the Red Sox, I don't know if you saw the past like week and a half, they've just been having terrible.
A mess, yeah.
It's bad. So is there any score in that game yet?
It's I think it's 3-2. I think that's what it is. Guardians.
Oh, great, wonderful. Oh wait, yep, it's 3-2 because we hit a 2-run homer. Great.
Right. I was in my mind. I was thinking Red Sox aren't going to score tonight, but no, Cal gave up the fucking home runs that he always does. So
no, it's tomorrow that they're not going to score when McKenzie's on the mound and he'll probably throw a no hitter or something.
So. I mean, you know, I would hope, but I just don't know because we're a mess too.
Yeah. So Cavs talk. You know, one ending with some Cavs talk. Garland they re-signed. You like that? I'm assuming.
Yep, I love that.
If you're a Cavs fan, you have to love it. I love it for the Cavs. You know, I'm not a Cavs fan. I don't really have anything against the Cavs. You know, that's just where LeBron played for most of his career. And I was actually excited when he first got drafted there, not because I'm a fan, but because Cleveland is 2 hours from me. So I could go see him. I've seen him a few times. And I think only one of those games he had like a great game, and it was a playoff game against the Raptors. So that was cool. Yeah, for you guys, I love that. You know, Sexton, what do you think of him? What's the situation?
See, I've always said that Colin Sexton is going to make a great sixth man. Like his peak is like, and people will be mad, but I feel like this is what it's going to be, like a Lou Will.
Okay, and that's
he can score. Yeah, no, that's a good career. But he doesn't pass the ball and he doesn't play defense. He's undersized. We already have an undersized player on the court at all times, Darius Garland, and it's Darius Garland's team.
Yeah,
Colin, you can score, but like you're just not going to do what you did before. You were scoring a lot of points on a really terrible team.
Yeah,
so
that's the case. Is there any moves you'd like to see them make before the season? I don't know if there's any more signings.
Doubt it. I don't think there's anything they can do besides give him some kind of money, which I don't even think he is trying to go for, but that's. The thing is with him, everybody is like, well, why are the Cavs not giving him that much money? Why should the Cavs have to give him that much money when no one else is going to, you know?
Absolutely.
I guess just his market.
That's a thing with fans that it happens so much with Browns on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like that's where I see it the most is we overvalue our favorites. You
Mhm.
know, Mac Wilson was here. Love Mac Wilson as a player. Love him as a human being for what I see from afar from him. He just wasn't as good at football as what we gave him credit for.
The internet said, yeah.
Yeah, because the internet, blew him up. And there was a few times that he had, some good games, but it wasn't consistent. But we overvalue the hell out of our players. And it wasn't a bad player. Did he miss a lot of tackles? Sure. But when you're going, 50 miles an hour at a guy, you're going to miss sometimes, especially when those guys are going to, hit you with a move that
it's going to make you look silly.
And that's fandom everywhere. We just, I always tell people we see it because we're in the Browns bubble and we're in, which by association, I'm in the Cavs bubble and the Guards bubble and Ohio State because I am an Ohio State fan. So I see all in the Columbus Blue Jackets. I'm a Pittsburgh Penguins fan, the only Pittsburgh team I root for. But I do like the Blue Jackets a little bit. I liked them when they came in. But I see all of this shit. Like I see all of it. That's just the bubble. And everyone's like, oh, we ran Baker out of town, or we should trade for this player, or we should trade this player. We overvalue people. Like, come on now.
Right.
Like I hate when we do that. Someone, Dog Pound Daily, one of my guys there, just wrote that the Seahawks should trade DK Metcalf for Kareem Hunt. And while I love Kareem Hunt and I love DK Metcalf, that's just not going to be a thing because Kareem Hunt, if he gets his extension that he wants, it's going to be a lot less money than what DK Metcalf's extension is going to be. And that's just not realistic. We might get a third rounder for Kareem Hunt. Might.
Yeah.
Can you think of any other players that have been overhyped like that? It's not 6.
Joe Hayden.
Okay, he was my favorite.
I like Joe Hayden.
He was my favorite player on the Browns for as long as he was here. When he went to Pittsburgh, he's dead to me now.
Right, you're done. It's over.
Like if he went anywhere, I wouldn't have given a shit if he went to Baltimore or if he went to Cincinnati. But he went to the Steelers, and I hate that. It's like
you're dead to me.
Yeah, it's them and the Yankees. I don't know which one I hate more. You can ask me today, and it's one
right.
Another. So I hate them both. I don't hate the Ravens as much like that. Like I didn't grow up into like, oh, they they stole the Browns. So I don't like them, but I love Lamar Jackson and
I love Lamar. I think Lamar is awesome.
I love their running backs that they have. There's a bunch of them. There's like 10 of them. In Cincinnati, I like Joe Burrow. I don't like that we have to face.
I mean, you can't really hate Joe Burrow,
seems like one of those cool dudes. It's like, like he's like Mr. Swagger.
He's just there. Yeah,
he's there. But yeah, we overvalue players, and the Colin Sexton stuff. It's just like, do you watch basketball, or do you just know that he's one of your favorites and he helped somewhat? He was like I don't want to call it necessarily a Baker because Baker had more role in the offense, but the ascension up for the Cavs going forward. He was part of that, part of their
for sure. They're doing that with him for sure.
So it's the Baker treatment, just not to the highest extent because
because that was out of control. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
No, I haven't either, and it's one of those fantastic things. Yes, I was on both sides of it. So I was a Baker bro, and I'm sure you were too. I think they call women Baker bros. I don't know if that's politically correct. I don't know. I don't know what's politically correct anymore. And then on the other side, I was like, yeah, do you watch him play football? Because if you do, you just saw that he can't read a defense. He can't.
Oh man!
Come the fuck on, Anyway, we'll wrap this up. Is there anything you want to plug? Anything you're about to be, doing? Anything you want to plug and tell people where to find you as well?
You guys can find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Gab Goudy, GABBGOUDY. I have a live stream show Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern on FanDuel's Twitch, Unsportsmanlike Conduct. Also, I will be throwing out the first pitch at the Lake Erie Crushers game on Sunday.
That's big time.
Kareem might be there. Greg might be there. I don't know if they're actually going to be there, but
that's big time though.
That's.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, I'm nervous.
Okay, because I've always thought I pitched a little bit in high school, not very well. I wasn't very well or very good, but I know I can get the ball from home or from the pitcher's mound to home. Yeah. Are you worried about getting it there? Or are you gonna move up?
I played softball, but maybe my stage fright will overcome me and my pitch will be like Usher. Was it Usher that threw the 50 Cent? I don't know which one.
50 Cent threw a terrible one in Queens at the Met Stadium. So I hope you have better success. Are you gonna try and do like a softball pitch, or are you gonna do a baseball pitch?
No. I'm just gonna throw it in there.
Baseball. Are you gonna warm up beforehand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
These are
100%.
things that I think about. Like, if I ever throw the first pitch, what am I doing? Like,
Well, there's probably not going to be anyone there, so
well,
hopefully.
hopefully not for your sake, but hopefully there are, and you throw a perfect strike, and then everyone's
That'd
like,
be
yeah.
cool.
And then
People cheer for me.
some of the Browns might be there, so that'd be really cool.
They probably won't show up. They'll probably ditch, but that's fine.
Hey, well, they're in training camp. I don't know. Kareem Hunt seems like a guy that likes to go to.
I feel like he's ditching.
Well, we'll have a beer bet. If
Okay.
Whenever I'm in Cleveland again, if Kareem Hunt is there, you owe me one, and if he's not there, I owe you one.
Okay.
And
that works.
I don't know when I'll be in Cleveland again, but it'll be sometime. Hopefully this year for one of the Browns games. We're not sure. Anything else you need to plug? Anything?
That's all I got.
Well, you heard her. Go follow her all over social media. Gab Gowdy. If you don't like her, then that sucks for you because you're like, just fuck you. That's really what it is.
Just fuck you.
That's it. Thanks for tuning in. I'm finally back. Doing podcasts and stuff. I'm glad that Gab joined me because I am the one who got her to superstardom. So
facts. That's facts.
Thank you, and until next time, we'll see ya.
See ya.